Did you know that Godzilla is one of the longest running movie franchises? It's about a monster, but it's also about animals and nature and humans' impact on the environment. For Halloween, I thought I'd show off all the monsters from Godzilla that I've drawn and see which one is the smallest and which one is the largest. If Godzilla was real, could he even fight some of these guys, or would he just kind of flop around? We have the smallest Godzilla kaiju, which would be Mothra. Mothra is an insect and would not feasibly be able to survive long as a giant kaiju, so it could probably get as big as a paraglider. Exoskeletons don't do well in gravity. But Mothra's also a flying creature, so other flying creatures are probably going to be smaller too. The biggest that could ever fly in the Godzilla universe was probably Rodan. Other medium-sized kaiju would probably be something like Baragon. More surprisingly, Shimo, who's supposed to be the largest kaiju in Godzilla, is actually going to be only the size of the body of a sauropod. What's surprising to me is that the parasitic platypus known as the Muto would actually be bigger than the ice-breathing Shimo. Mutos have 6 legs in the franchise, which is why it would have more of a support structure for its infinitely massive body. The real champs would have to be King Kong, Destroyer, and Godzilla, which I think we all knew. Considering that humans would only be about this big compared to these monstrosities, it would be a very cool fight to see. But the real giants would be the ones from space. Gigan and Space Godzilla. Gravity on other planets and zero gravity would allow other monsters to get really big. If all the kaiju in Godzilla were real, the biggest would have to be Biolante. Biolante was a giant plant kaiju mixed with Godzilla's DNA and some other weird stuff, but floating out on the surface of the ocean, he's basically an oil platform. All of these characters were made for movies and sci-fi, so they're not supposed to be real. However, it's kind of fun to think about how big something could get if evolution just went crazy. I mentioned that the aliens in zero gravity would be the biggest. Well, there is one alien monster that I did forget, King Ghidorah. If King Ghidorah came from another planet and evolved in another atmosphere to survive in the sky, he could grow to extreme proportions. Just could never land in our gravity simply because his bones would melt from the sheer heat of trying to support his body. He's an alien, so we can have a little more fun. Tell me in the comments if you think I missed one of your favorite monsters from Godzilla. I'm more of a fan of the smaller ones. They seem more personal, like they can get in your face. The other ones just seem so big, they would never even think of eating you. They're not interested in tiny little morsels. That's why sperm whales are always fighting giant squid. They're not gonna go for tiny octopuses. They're going for the big guys. Same thing for giant kaiju. I know Mothra's usually a good guy, but it freaks me out the most.